By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Welcome to another episode of Timmy Talks, the channel where we talk old school magic. And today I am playing against one of my patrons and also a YouTube content creator. I'm playing against Baron Nick, and he's bringing a deck to the table that he's called the Beats of the 90s. So that sounds interesting, right? Well, we're going to do a deck tag. I have his deck picture, and it's quite interesting to take a look at. I'm playing with my mono blue deck again, Timmy's Spellbook. Now, if you'd like to go on straight to the games themselves, you can check out the timestamp in the description below. Click on the timestamp, that will take you straight to game number 1. And here we are going to continue with the deck tags, starting with the deck of Baron Nick. And here we go. This is the deck of Baron Nick, Iconic Beats of the 90s. That's the title that he gave it. And if you like this deck, I can definitely recommend Baron Nick's YouTube channels. There's an info card appearing right now. You can click on it. It's a YouTube channel dedicated to old school magic where you can also see him play. And this deck will probably be featured on there as well. But you can also see other creations of Baron Nick on that channel. Looking at this deck, the first thing I notice is that it's those flyers. They're very, very strong. 3 Mahamoti Djinns. That's cool, Nick. That is, I respect that beautiful creature and great to see them in any deck. You're playing with 3 of them, playing with 4 Serra Angels and 4 Surrender Befried. So you've got some serious air power here. Then you've got some serious direct damage. 4 lightning bolts, 4 side blasts, a fireball, and of course an earthquake going very well with those flyers. Main board, I also see a red elemental blast. Looks like a very interesting one that's signed, so there's probably a story attached. Let us know, Baron, when you see this match, what the story is behind that red elemental blast. And actually, at red elemental blast, you're playing against the mono blue deck, so that's going to be a powerhouse against me. We also see a lot of power in this deck. Almost all the power pieces. The only thing we're missing is the Time Twister. What else do we see? Of course, a demonic tutor. Interesting and also, I guess, commendable to see, Nick, that you haven't put in a mind twist. So I really appreciate that because, mind twist is a very good card, but not always fun to play against. So wow, look at this. I believe it's a strong deck, especially with all those mana accelerators in the deck, because that means that probably he will be able to play his flyers very early in the game, and then I'll have to find an answer for that. And also Diamond Valley, I think, is a very good card. He's playing with 2 of those. It's also nice to see maybe if he's going to board in his Control Magic. I always like that combo of Control Magic, Diamond Valley. When you take a creature from your opponent and with the Control Magic, there's always a danger that maybe your opponent will play a Disenchant on it, or will play, in case he's playing against a mono blue deck, will play an Unsummon or a Boomerang. And the nice thing with Diamond Valley is that, of course, in response, you can then sack the creature that you've stolen. So that means that the creature is gone, and you also get some life in return. And of course, your opponent has lost yet another card to try to retrieve his creature. So I kind of like that. It's the same combo that we've seen on the channel not too long ago, I believe, which was a Preacher Diamond Valley combo as well that worked quite well. So this is the deck of the Baron. Let's take a look at the Timmy Spellbook deck and see what I can do against this, because it is looking quite powerful. And this is the deck that I'm bringing to the table. And if you're a follower of the channel, you've seen this deck before. This is Timmy's Spellbook. It's this deck that I'm constantly tweaking. Actually, looking at the list now, I've already made a few changes. I've actually added ghost ships because they're cool and they're actually quite useful when you're playing mono blue. But good, that's a different discussion. I'm not playing any ghost ships today. So when you look at this deck, you probably noticed the 4 protocol sorcerers. This is really the main strategy of the deck, controlling the board with Maces of Ifs, Icy Manipulators, playing my counter spells at the right time. Also keeping in the back of my mind that I have 2 control magics, so I don't always have to counter big creature threats. The counter spells are more for other threats of my opponent, maybe removal on the protocol sorcerers or on key artifacts, or big burn spells. Try to counter big burn spells with them, because I have 3 Mazes of If, 3 Ices, and 2 control magics to kind of take care of the creatures of my opponent. Now, besides this tactic of pinging and controlling the board, I'm also playing with some beef. I've got 3 air elementals, I've got a Mahamoti Djinn of my own, and of course I can clone big creatures as well. So I've got some beef on the table. There's another kind of side synergy here in the deck as well, which is the Sage of Latnam and the 2 copy artifacts. So there's some artifact. There's a big artifact element in this deck also. And because I'm not playing with Surrender Befriends, I actually have space to put City in a Bottle in this deck, which I think is a very powerful card, because some of the most threatening creatures in Arabian Nights, or of course the Surrender Befriends that Baron Nick is playing with in this meetup, but also the Urnums, of course we've got the Juzums. So just, Arabian Night creatures are very powerful in the old school format. And of course, it's also a great tool to remove a Library of Alexandria. And as you can see, I'm also playing with one. And of course, City of Brasses. And now to think about it, Baron Nick is playing with Diamond Valley, so maybe I can even use it to take care of a Diamond Valley. So from that perspective, if my opponent is not playing heavy on Arabian Night, it usually is at least mana removal for 2 colorless. What's not to love about that? And yes, I do play with 2 Arabian Night cards myself, but remember, I can choose when I want to play out the City in a Bottle. Obviously, when I have an active Library of Alexandria on the board, I'm not going to play out my City in a Bottle. That wouldn't make any sense. Okay, so this is the deck that I am playing with. I think it's going to be tough for me because what I've noticed when you play monocolored, and I'm sure people that are listening to this and that have brewed monocolored decks themselves, is that you do notice that decks with multiple colors are more diverse, especially decks that have access to full power, like Nick, where you have the Moxen and the Black Lotus to kind of give you any color of mana that you might wish for, and of course all the dual lands to your disposal. That's what's making playing with multicolors very very easy, and just it makes sense because your deck is much more versatile in comparison with a monocolored deck. That being said, I do think I have a chance. Let's go to the match and let's see how it's going to end up. Game number 1 is about to start. So I'm sitting on the left with my mono blue deck, and there we've got Baron Nick sitting on the right with his white, red, and blue deck with some splashes here and there. And there is a Soul Ring into a Chaos Orb. So this is a pretty good start for me. Let's see what Baron can do. Maybe he can find one of his Moxen, play an early Disenchant, for example. There's a Plateau. And let's see what he can do. And he's just passing turn, maybe keeping cards in his hand. And look at that, there's a very quick decision for me to flip here. And interesting that I'm using a blue mana for the activation. And let's see what's going to happen. Am I going to hit the Plateau? And boom! Yes! And that Plateau is history. And let's see. Interesting, because you would think playing with blue, I would choose to keep... Oh, and there's a quick lightning bolt. That's why I'm going to 17. Oh, and this is it. I'm playing a Timmy after my flip. So there's a Timmy on the board. And there we see that Mox from Nick hitting the board. Now having access to 2 blue mana himself. And of course a white one. And let's see what's going to happen. Playing a Tolaria. Tapping 3. And there's a Sage of Letnam. Taking a mana burn, passing turn. So I guess we're playing with mana burn for this game. I believe we were playing Swedish. But it's been a while that we played this, so I can't remember. Anyway, taking a mana burn, there's a Disenchant on the Soul Ring. And of course, I cannot use my Sage of Letnam yet because it still has Summoning Sickness. So it's actually a pretty decent play here from Nick. Actually, a good play. It's a good play. Attacking with my Sage, passing turn here. Just 2 cards in hand. There is a City of Brass from Baron Nick. He's on 18, so there's not too much going on. And of course, he has that Diamond Valley, which can always kind of catapult him back. Pinging him to 17, taking on my turn. And animating, and there's a quick Lightning Bolt. In response, I play my Sage to draw a card. Playing an Island and passing turn here. So not quite sure if that was a good move. Obviously, it depends on my hand. My hand was pretty empty, so maybe I had no action. And I was thinking, you know what, or I'm going to deal 2 damage, or I'm going to get a card, so both is fine. And that's that. The nice thing about playing with the Sage of Letnam, that you have that in the back of your head. You know what, if he's going to bowl it or disenchant it, at least they get a card out of the trade. There's a Mace of If attacking here, so the Mace not too relevant yet. But of course, with a pinger deck, it's always nice to just play with mazes because they keep your opponent's creatures at bay. There is a Black Lotus. It looks like he's cracking the Lotus. Will we see a big Brain Geyser? Oh, a Mahamoti Djinn and a Counterspell. Interesting choice for the Counterspell, to be honest, because I do have a Maze of If. So I'm not quite sure if that was the best move. Of course, now I can still attack with the Sage, and he had the ability to gain a lot of life with his Mahamoti. So maybe that was my reasoning behind it. Playing a clone on the Timmy. So that means I can start pinging him for 2. He's on 11. Let's see what he can do. All my cards are tapped, so a Counterspell is out of the question. And I'm pinging him on the end step. He's now on 10. And he's going to 9 with that attack. And I'm untapping it with the mace after damage is dealt. I'm doing that because I'm playing a book afterwards. So I want to have an untapped Sage that if Nick decides to take care of my book, I can sack it to draw a card. And it looks like, you know, Nick is kind of stuck at the moment, not really drawing anything useful, it seems. That means he's going to 7. Let's see what I can do. Attacking him again. That Sage has done a lot of damage. I mean, you don't expect that from a Sage of Latnam. I'm not sure why I'm untapping the Mace. The Mace is tapped, so that should be tapped. And of course, I'm not going to draw a card yet. I want to do that at his end step to kind of keep 2 blue mana up. And whether or not you have a Counterspell, there's always that threat of having a Counterspell. Oh, and look at that. He's going to use a Recall, and he's going to get back a Lightning Bolt. He's going to bolt a Timmy, and of course I can at least still ping him for 1. That means he's going to 5, and I can ping him to 4, and I can draw a card here at the end step. Playing another island, attacking him here, going to 3, untapping the Sage again after damage is being dealt, passing turn here. And this is going to be really difficult. At least another Lightning Bolt. Actually, if he can now just play a creature, it's not that bad. He needs a creature. But of course he's playing with Surrender Efreets, and you're not going to play that now while you're on 2. Although you can play Surrender Efreet and play Diamond Valley, that wouldn't be too bad. I think Baron Nick in this first game, you're pretty unlucky not finding a lot of creatures. And there's an Icy Manipulator, and I can then tap down the City of Brass, and that's actually game. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, so that's game number 1 in the pocket here. So we're going to go into our sideboards, and we'll get back to you in game number 2. Game number 2 is about to start. We've got Baron on the play, and I think it was a tad bit unlucky not finding a lot of creatures. You know, and kind of being forced in a corner with my good start. And let's see what... Oh, look at that. Very explosive start. Bam! Surrender Efreet turn 1. And this is actually what I was kind of afraid of. And all I can do really is play out a singular Mishra's Factory. Should I have taken a mulligan? I'm not sure what the rest of my hand is. I can't remember, but it's not looking too good. Attacking here, 3 damage for me. And passing turn. And playing an island. And giving me another attack. So I'm already on 14, and we haven't actually really started the game. So this is bad news for me. Playing a Timmy. Quick Lightning Bolt from Baron Nick. He seems to have it completely under control here. And I really need a Maze of If. I mean, I'm playing 3 main board. A Maze or an Island and a Control Magic. That could kind of help me here. Look at that. A Brain Geyser. Ay, ay, ay. It looks like he just has the perfect hand. And I need to have a little bit of luck to get back here. Tapping for 4. Playing a book. I mean, a book is nice, but not now. Not when you're behind. A book is good from a controlling position, but in this current board state, it's bad. It's really bad. Maybe with the 5th mana, I can play an Air Elemental. Wow. Serra Angel added to the force. Damn. I'm now on 8. Playing an island. Is there at least something I can do? Nothing? Passing turn here? Oh my. Baron on 14. I'm on 8. He can get in there for 7. Play a Bolt or a Psyblast, and we're done. Wow, he's probably going to take... Exactly. There's the Bolt. Is it? It's done. It's over. He's going to play the bolt. Oh, look at my hand. Oh, man. Wow, this was incredibly fast. So wow. Okay. That's it. That's game number 2. It's 1-1. That means we're going to go to game 3. Okay, let's shuffle up and go to game number 3. So there you go, a 1-1. I'm feeling a little bit less confident. I mean, the game 1 was nice, but the game 2, let's hope Nick doesn't have such an explosive start again. At least I've got the Mox Sapphire. That's pretty good, but not a second blue source. Obviously, the nice thing about having a Mox is that you could be able to counter on turn 1. Playing my second blue here, attacking for 2. There's a disenchant. Why am I attacking here? What is wrong with me? I think this is a bad play. Another disenchant. Wow, how the tables have turned. Those disenchants taking care of my land base, passing turn here. But it looks like Baron doesn't have a land drop. So maybe I can still make something out of this game. And I think it's just a very bad decision to have attacked with that Mishra's Factory. I guess the only advantage of that play is that he played out another disenchant, so that's something. And it looks like he's stuck on mana, so he has to discard. Look at that, has to discard his Surrender Befreed. That has got to be painful. And now with that Icy, I can tap down one of his lands. I can start doing that. Playing another Icy, wow. Passing turn, probably going to tap. Yeah, I'm tapping his Plateau. And look at that, he's just discarding and discarding. And what I need to do now, I need to find something to hurt him. Finding a Timmy at least, being able to ping a little bit. Passing turn, tapping his lands down. Finding another Plateau, but now with those Ices, he's going to need even more mana to get somewhere. And maybe I am drawing into a counterspell as well. Ooh, tapping 5 here. This is kind of risky. And time will tell if this was a good play or not. Let me know in the comments below what you would have done. Maybe it would have been better to just tapping down everything he has. Ay. There we go. Red Elemental Blast. At least nothing else. So it could be worse. I do kind of feel this was a bit of a misplay from my part, to be honest. Attacking now, and this is nice with the mace. I can untap and then also ping him in his own turn. So I can deal 2 damage now with 1 Timmy, which is kind of nice. And of course, Nick is being very unfortunate, not finding any land. Okay, there's a City of Brass. That's pretty good, actually. Maybe he can do something now. What can he do? And he seems to be thinking. And I'm pinging him end steps, not doing anything yet. And of course, I can now also start tapping down his City of Brass, dealing an extra damage. So I'm tapping, passing turn, then I'm tapping. Oh, in response, he's tapping his city. Oh, that is what he's doing end step. So end step, he taps his City of Brass, playing an Ancestral Recall. And then I'm tapping down his City of Brass and his Plateau, so he's getting more damage. But he is finding some more mana sources. And he's on 14 at the moment. And there is a Time Walk. Ooh, a counterspell. That is pretty good. A Lightning Bolt on the Timmy. A blue Elemental Blast. And it looks like I'm managing very well here. And another ping here for Baron Nick. Going to 13. Tapping 3. 4 actually then probably. Playing a clone. And attacking him here. And untapping with the mazes. And now I'm kind of in doubt. Am I going to tap him down, or that is what I'm going to do? So he's on 11. Or am I not going to do that? Okay, choosing to tap his blue sources. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I think that's sensible, trying just to take out one color. Playing a Felwar Stone here, and that's going to provide him with that blue mana that maybe he needs. Finding a Lightning Bolt on the original Timmy here, then I'm able to ping him at least, and he's on 10. Things are going slow, but they are going. And pinging him to 9, untapping again, playing a Mahamoti Djinn. And again, I'm taking a risk here. I'm going for it. And am I going to tap down his City of Brass? These are all choices you have to make, and what I find difficult is, you make the choice to play another big creature again, but you're giving an opening to your opponent as well. Ooh, control magic. Oh, that is painful. I mean, I still have the mace though, but ay. This is bad news. Demonic Tutor. What will he try to find here? Something to get rid of the mace. Something to draw. He's already played an Ancestral Recall. This is pretty interesting. I wonder what he's going to look up. Maybe something to take care of that last Timmy. Icy could be a target. And here you see that the Mahamoti Djinn that I played is now kind of working against me with that control magic. And I guess the control magic came in from the sideboard. And, both big creature plays haven't really worked out for me, the Air Elemental or the Mahamoti Djinn. And I guess I'm tapping his Mahamoti because I want to attack him. But that does mean that I have to take damage. That is what I'm doing. I'm just so close to the finish line. Playing a book and passing turn here. Tapping down. This is interesting because I'm tapping down his City of Brass. He goes to 5, but that means I have to take the damage from the Mahamoti Djinn. I'm taking a risk. Of course, I'm on 20 here. But what if he tutored for a recall? Because there's a lot of useful cards, including a Time Walk in his graveyard. So it is risky. And that's the thing with my blue deck. I mean, pinging is nice, but pinging goes slowly. So you really have to play in control. And I feel that I'm playing a little bit too aggressively. But I don't know if you recognize this, but then you're so close to the finish line. Ooh, look at that. A Divine Offering. That means he gets 4 life. He goes to 9, and that's huge. There's a huge difference between being on 5 or being on 9. There's a disenchant on the book. Interesting that he's choosing to go for the book here, by the way. I'm on 15, pinging him, going to 8, passing turn. What am I going to do? I mean, I'm still ahead. It's not... But I kind of feel like Baron Nick is getting back into the game. Gonna attack, again untap. Playing a factory. And I think this is not a great play. I'm looking back at this and I'm thinking, why am I still doing that Mace of If clone play where, maybe I want to keep the Mace untapped and the Icy to tap down his City of Brass and then use my Mace for his Mahamoti because that deals a damage as well. And, I'm still on 15, yes, but it can go really, really quickly. So I feel like I have to kind of defend my life total here. So curious to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to tap down the Mahamoti. And he's playing another Mahamoti Djinn. So I'm going to ping him here. He's going to go to 8. I'm going to draw a card. So I guess attacking at least is out of the question. Is it? Am I really going to do... Am I going to swing in for 3 here? Bring him to 5. Untapping. I'm taking a huge risk here. I'm playing a clone. What am I cloning? I'm cloning a Mahamoti. Okay, that makes sense because then I can at least block one of the Mahamotis. Okay, now I understand the reasoning behind my play, I guess. The thing is... Oh, Red Elemental Blast. Oh no, he can swing in for 10. Disenchant. That's not that relevant, but of course it's a very good card. Oh my goodness. That means I'm going to get 10 damage here. Wow. I think, obviously when you look back at something, so it's easy to kind of analyze your own play, but I think I should have played more passively. My aggressive way of playing kind of gave an opening here to Baron. I mean, we're not there yet. I'm still on 15. So he can swing in for 10. I'm going to go to 5. I can ping him to 2, and then he's dead. Right? But of course, yeah, he keeps it untapped. Oh, and I don't have the icy anymore to tap down his city. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, I'm playing a pirate ship. This is interesting. Passing turn here. And, I mean, I should be able to win this. I can ping him to 1, then it's my turn, and I can kill him because then I also have my pirate ship. So even if he takes care of my protocol sorcerer, I still have my pirate ship to ping him down. And I've got that maze untapped. I'm on 15, so it's looking good here. Attacking with both. I guess it's kind of a last strike idea. Alpha strike. Going to 10 here, of course, because I have to let one Mahamoti get through here. What is he going to do? And, oh, a recall time walk. Oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Sorry. Oh, man. Bring him to 1, but he's winning it. He's winning it. He's winning it. Oh, my goodness. Baron Nick, well played, my man. Well done. Well done. Oh, man. Yeah, fist bump. You deserve the fist bump. Didn't I have it under control? Didn't I have it? Sorry, under control. What was going? Oh, I think the red elemental blast was also an MVP. They're taking care of that Vesuvian with that red elemental blast. That was great, and that was my reasoning after playing so aggressively. I was so close to the finish line, yet so far away. Congratulations, Baron Nick, on his victory. Like I already mentioned, he's got a YouTube channel, which is pretty nice. While we're taking a look at his deck, Iconic Beats of the 90s. He's got a YouTube channel that you might want to check out. It's pretty cool. Talking about YouTube channels, Timmy Talks is doing very, very well thanks to your support. So thank you very much for that. Thank you for watching another episode here on Timmy Talks. If you want to support the channel, you probably know what to do, but I'm just going to tell you anyway. You can subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. You can like this video. You can share this video on your socials. You can leave a comment. Let me know what I've done wrong. I've probably done a lot wrong, especially in game number 3. But also, of course, credits to Baron, man. You played that fantastically. So where was I? Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and of course, we've got a Patreon page. There's probably a link popping up right now, and you can visit our Patreon page, and then you can also support Timmy Talks financially, and that is really appreciated. That really helps the channel to make steps forward and to keep making this content. So if you enjoy the content, take a moment, check the Patreon page, and maybe it's something for you. Talking about the patrons, let's go to the end scroll, and let's check out the patrons of Timmy Talks.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? Early in the morning, way hey, and up she rises. Way hey, and up she rises. Way hey, and up she rises. Early in the morning, putting in the longboat until he's sober. Putting in the longboat until he's sober. Putting in the longboat until he's sober. Early in the morning, way hey, and up she rises. Way hey, and up she rises. She rises early in the morning. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Pull out the plug and wet him all over. Early in the morning.
Igitus, figitus, sumba, kazee.